I don't remember the very first time that I met Zach. I know that he will tell a story of how he saw me first.
I remember the first day I saw Diandra. She was walking by me. She didn't notice me, but I noticed her.
It wasn't a good interaction for him.
And it took a couple months, I think, for us to actually meet in person. We had a Verve service. It was the young adult service at night, and we were having altar time at that time.
I was being spirit-led and felt led to ask him to say something over the mic.
And at the moment, I had no idea. I didn't feel like God was telling me I had something to say, so I felt so emotional. I felt so kind of fresh. I started getting frustrated because then she ended up saying it over the mic, so everybody knew that she felt like God had something to say for her, like I was going to say something. I didn't know what to say, so I felt like I was being embarrassed in front of everybody.
I know that made him very uncomfortable.
I felt so embarrassed in front of everybody. And it didn't start good, but I still liked her. I just didn't want to talk to her for a little bit.
He was young, he was white, he was young.
I liked her heart. I saw how she was working with the kids and, you know, the love that she had for the kids and the love she kind of had for anybody who would come around her, how she was very loving to everybody.
When I first met him, he wasn't sure how he liked kids, but he's very gentle with kids. His heart is so loving and so kind and so nurturing. And
her personality, being animated, working with the kids, she's a very adventurous person. She doesn't like staying inside. You know, she loves animals. I love animals. I grew up with a bunch of animals at my house.
Zach is also very goofy. He's not as quiet as I thought, as shy as I thought he was. He's actually very confident. I think because we're so busy throughout the week, we really look forward to times where we get to sit down and just watch some old shows that we recorded on DVR.
Sometimes we love just staying home and being lazy. We enjoy going to the Humane Society. We like seeing all the animals because we love pets, so we go there, play with them.
We really enjoy talking and eating. We like to eat.
She loves pesto pasta.
Our go-to restaurant is California Pizza Kitchen. Every time we're like, what do we eat? Oh, I don't know, let's go to CPK.
Anything with pesto is her favorite dish.
He's very adventurous. He'll get pizza most of the time. He likes spicy pasta.
Okay, so the first date, we really don't have a first date.
We don't really have a first date.
We were hanging out a lot as friends, and then we were doing a lot of ministry with each other. We'd hang out with groups of people.
Then we became a couple and we did the same exact thing.
I think that would actually maybe be one of our first dates because, well, our first night being a couple together, I would say.
Zach digs his nose, and I think it's the grossest thing ever. I think it's okay, you know, you have boogers in your nose, you dig your nose, fine. But he does it while he's driving, he does it while we're standing in line at stores, he does it like in public, and it's just like no shame digging for gold.
She'll be doing something, and she makes this kind of like, this like click sound with her tongue, and then like a sigh, or like, so if I do something that like kind of irritates her, she'll be like, and it just like gets at me inside, like, why do you make that sound? Like, you don't have to do that. Like, it's not even that big of a deal. It just eats me up. So I try not to say anything. She does it and just let it go.
His dance moves, Zach's dance moves are hilarious.
What y'all trying to do? Tell me what you're trying to do. 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so clear. Put your pinky rings up to the moon.
I mean, he is like a shameless dancer. A song will come on and all of a sudden he'll be getting down all by himself and he feel like he's feeling the music. And so for me, I think that's the funniest thing, and I think that's one of the things that make him so goofy. In my words, okay? My words, it was very stressful.
Oh man, it was so stressful.
Maybe about 3 days before the proposal, every single day, maybe 2-3 times a day we argued because he was being very shady.
The whole time I was trying to make a video for her to make the proposal, and I got all her close friends that don't live in Hawaii in the video, you know, mentors, friends, people that she's known along the way, and I got them to sing the song "You're the One That I Want" from Greece.
In our whole dating time, we've spent 1 day apart, like not seeing each other. We spent a lot of time together. We were doing ministry or hanging out with friends. And so I would know if something's off from his schedule, and so things were a little off.
You know, any couple that spends a lot of time together, it's very hard to hide something from somebody. And so at the same time, she was thinking I was being shady. I think like 3 nights before the proposal, she was fighting with me. She was crying some nights, and it sucked. Like she was, "You're being so shady. Why are you not telling me these things?" And in my heart, I'm like, "I'm gonna propose to you. Like, why don't you just chill out? Because like, you'll be happy in like a couple of days. Just leave it be." And so
we were supposed to go to a restaurant for one of our friends' birthday parties, and so we were there, and I was really concerned about her because we were late. And so on the way there, we were even arguing. And I said, "We're late. We need to hurry up. We need to get there." And so when we got there, got to the restaurant, and I sat next to her, and all of a sudden, we prayed for dinner. When we opened our eyes, one of our other friends said, "Oh, there's a video from someone who could not be here." And me thinking it's my friend's boyfriend who's in the Navy, I said, "Oh," so I grabbed her hand. I'm like, "This is so nice of him, you know, like he sent you a video." And so the song from Greece, "You're the One That I Want," started playing. And so I'm dancing to it, I'm excited, and then there are clips of people. So the first clip was one of the kids from our Bible study, which my friend also knows too. So I was like, "Oh wow, he got the kids involved." Like I'm really excited for her. And then it goes on, and then it's my dog. And then that's when I got puzzled. I was like, "Oh, I guess you know my dog." Okay, that makes sense. And then it's my best friend who's in California. And then that's when I knew what was happening.
when I proposed to her, she was very overwhelmed with emotion because she realized what was happening and saw and felt like I put her through all this stress.
And it was very, like, a lot of emotions. I've never felt like 20 emotions at one time, because it made sense why he was being so shady. And I felt bad for being mad at him, but mad at him also for like allowing us to be so stressed out before.
I asked her, I said, I don't remember the words I said, but I said, "I love you. You know, we've been through a lot of hard times and a lot of good times, and I'm looking forward to any time that we have together in the future." And I asked her, "Will you marry me?"
Will you marry me, or something like that? I don't know. And I think I said yes. I said yes. I was crying a lot, so I know he didn't hear me the first time.
And then she started kind of like shaking her head and didn't really say anything. Like I couldn't hear her say like yes, like, because she was crying and looking down. So I was kind of like, is she gonna, like, what's going on? But I guess it was because she was so overwhelmed with all the stress. And then she was like, yes, and she said it louder, and then she hit me.
It wasn't hard, but it was because I was frustrated that all of these emotions were happening.
Felt like she had to get aggression out because I put her through so much stuff the last couple of days. But after that, it was good. It was a good proposal, I think. Oh man, those were hard 3 days. I did not like that.
I love that he is so submissive to God. We went through a really tough time where I did not want to submit to what God wanted for us. And he was very adamant about doing what God wanted for us. And, I tell him, I was like, I knew that I wanted to be with you for the rest of my life when I saw you take that stand, because you stood for righteousness. And you stood for what you knew in your spirit and in your heart to be right. And so that's one of the greatest things that I love about him. And no matter what he does bad in our relationship, I will always know that he stands for God.
I love how I can be my goofy self. When it's just me and her, like I can just full blown be just goofy, have like no insecurity of like what she's going to say or judge me or nothing like that. Just like be myself around her, and I enjoy that, because being loved with it and having a bunch of laughs and fun time, and just her heart is very, very loving to me of who I am.
Hey Zach, you have no idea what I'm gonna say on this tape, but I wanna thank you so much for standing upon God and what you know to be right and what you have done for our relationship. I think no one really knows your heart, and I am so grateful that God has allowed me to see into your soul and that you have allowed yourself to open up your soul to me. I'm so excited to take on this next journey, this next adventure together, and and to go on this ride with God leading us. I know that there are times where we doubt ourselves and our ability, but I know that because of what has happened in our relationship, because how God has proven so faithful in our relationship, that we will get through anything that is thrown at us. So, Zachy, I love you, and I am so happy and so blessed by you.
Diandra, what I want to say to you before we get married is that I love you so much. You already know that, but the kind of support you are to me in my life, in everything that I've been through, and even my past life, the way you don't judge me, the way you care for me, the way you see the best in me, the way you see me as God sees me. You just see so much potential in my life, more than I can see myself. And even emotions I have, you do your best to sit down and imagine how I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And you really try to focus on where my heart is at that time. And I really do appreciate it, because I've never been loved by somebody that much. And I am thankful that it is you. And I cannot wait to start our life together as we get married, and having children and everything God has in store for us in our life. I'm really looking forward to it, and I love you so much. I cannot wait to see the journey that we have.